any
Yeah.
kind of technical or any kind of digitization when it happens, definitely it lowers corruption to some extent. But then again, the point is that the terminal points or the oracles, to use a word, DLT word, are still a lot of humans, right? So, I mean, if they are corrupt, they can still game the system. So, will blockchain cut down corruption to some extent? Definitely. But will it be as big a game changer that a lot of thought leaders portray it to be? Probably not, because you're still, I mean, the termination points of your digital systems are still humans, right? So, if let's say the person who is entering your marks into a decentralized ledger asks you money and says that I'll increase 10 marks on your academic record to do so, I mean, there's nothing a blockchain can do. If a bad data goes into the system, that is what the record is. There's no way someone can, sort of predict something like that will happen. So definitely it will cut down corruption, but probably not to the extent that a lot of people think it will.
Hmm. Alex, what is the situation of corruption and black money in US?
I'm sure it's not as bad as it is in India. It's more in terms of on an official level. It's more through there is a situation of dark money that's basically digital, and politicians are supposed to disclose the donations they get. There is some kind of dark money that does happen. It's believed Sam Bankman-Fried actually paid Republicans with dark money because he didn't want it known that he was supporting Republicans, right? He wanted it known he was supporting the left because most of the news media supports the left. So he wanted to be viewed as a hero, but he also was paying Republicans with dark money, and it's known that politicians on both sides have taken. That's the main problem, and that's not through cash. That's fully digital type stuff. So, I think, like you said, any new innovation is going to bring.
If it is digital, how is it dark? Because in India, black money is all correlated to cash. It's not.
I have no idea.
Once it comes on the system,
I have no idea. It could have been done through a mixer, through crypto, through Monero. It could have been cash. It could have. Usually, it's done in the U.S. Money laundering is done through other assets, right? Like through art, or I know, through
art.
through NFTs, unfortunately, right? So I could sell you an NFT for $1 million, right? That's some piece of crap, but in reality, it's a drug deal or something, right? So I think at a federal level, the main problem with the government is individuals becoming rich through stock tips. Illegal, insider trading is illegal on Wall Street, but basically it's not really been codified for Congress because they're going to have a meeting about the military budget, and they know that they're going to sign a contract with Lockheed Martin next week. So they all buy Lockheed Martin stock, it skyrockets, and then they sell it, right? So that's kind of more the problem with the U.S. government corruption, is that individuals are getting rich at their own profit. Or let's say Obama, right, is kind of poor. He goes out of office and he's signing, he goes to speak for $200,000 at a university. Every time he speaks, he has a book, it's a book deal. Book deals seem to be the main form of money laundering for politicians in the U.S. They'll get a book deal. They'll get $25 million to put their name on a biography. They'll go do a book tour, get $1 million each place they show up. So it's kind of like people gaining support. So some company, some drug company, some insurance company, some oil company is going to be investing millions of dollars to make politicians rich, not through a literal backdoor deal, but through a very intelligently organized money laundering scheme, which is fully legitimate, right? Like a book deal, they're going to sponsor, Obama's library. They're going to sponsor Clinton this, right? So a lot of these politicians, they came into politics kind of poor or average. They're coming out with $100 million, $500 million net worth. Nancy Pelosi is a great example, right? She chaired all these committees. Her husband's made $200 million stock trading in the last, 10, 15 years, magically receiving this information before everyone else does. Why is it that the average trader, stock market, you look, Unusual Whales is a great Twitter account. They show every member of Congress because they do have to disclose their trades. On the average, the stock market lost 6% last year. The average congressperson made like 20%, right? Like there's only like 6 or 7 members of Congress that were negative on their trades, and almost all of them are trading stocks. So that's the main form of corruption, is using the system for personal gain. It's not so much as like a lot of these systems, do have checks and balances, the justice system, property, those things are not necessarily, that's not the problem, right? Most of these cases,
So,
and most of them, they're eventually going to get caught, right? Because if one political party's in power, they'll support their own members to do illegal stuff, but then the other party comes in power, they usually hate each other enough that they'll expose it. So there are problems. It's not as severe that it's going to affect an individual, but it's just a lot of scraping money out of the system in a corrupt way for individual gain.
so these are more mature forms of corruption. I hope people don't take ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
I think me
what
and
you're saying is blockchain or
also
not, even if there is a blockchain,
That's not going to fix
so what
that.
Alex is
It's not
saying
going to
is,
fix
yeah,
that.
it doesn't fix
Because you
that.
have the
Yeah.
agreement of multiple parties. The comedian, his name's escaping. He's a very funny comedian. George Carlin, he died a number of years ago.
Yeah.
He said, you don't have to have some agreed upon conspiracy. People don't need to call each other to say, hey, we're going to do this on this day. If you have mutually aligned incentives, the boats go with the waves already. So these kind of things
The
happen.
prisoner's dilemma.
So yeah, I don't think blockchain is going to fix that because what blockchain could do is make it more transparent so people could figure it out and fight against it.
Yeah, you're saying something, Ishan.
Also, I should mention me and Tanmay are probably making India look bad. It's not that bad. I mean, it's gotten much better in the last few years. I mean, hey, our cryptocurrency exchanges are still liquid, so we are doing okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.